Hello there, I'm Gildart Jackson, and today on Fireside Reading, we read the first part of chapter 16 of David Copperfield. And David finally goes back to school. And this school is run by Dr. Strong and his young wife, Annie. Mr. Wickfield, the lawyer, takes him there. Wickfield and Strong talk about somebody called Jack Maldon. We don't really know what's going on there, but then David is introduced to his new classmates. It seems like this is going to be a very different school from the Creakles school. But David is ashamed of what he's gone through. Nobody else knows about prisons and being in debt and the daily grind of trying to make a halfpenny at last to be able to buy food is all that David thinks of. His shame at any of these other boys finding out what he knows. He's also forgotten all that he knows educationally, so he feels a little ashamed of his position. But when he gets back home to Mr. Wickfield's house, it seems easier, and Mr. Wickfield's daughter, Agnes, is very sweet to him. She lives there with her father. She's roughly David's age. She doesn't go to another school. She stays there, and we realize that Mr. Wickfield is dreadfully mourning his dead wife and is terrified to let Agnes out of his sight. She loves him, dotes over him. He drinks too much. And at dinner, Mr. Jack Maldon shows up. It seems what's happening there is that Jack Maldon is a gadabout, young, good-looking man whose cousin is Annie, Dr. Strong's wife. And it seems like he's tacitly threatening to catch her eye if Dr. Strong doesn't give him some money to go abroad. While that plays out, David sits with Mr. Wickfield. Mr. Wickfield tells him that he's very welcome to stay, and David says he will stay. Mr. Wickfield gets a bit drunk. This is the second time he's gotten drunk. He goes downstairs to read and says that David can come and join him. And David does go downstairs, but then he sees the light in another room and sees Uriah Heep there, and like a moth to the flame, he's drawn to Uriah Heep. Part 2 of chapter 16 will reveal what happens next. We read every day at 5 Pacific at Fireside Reading on Instagram, but we're taking a break till next Tuesday, so join us then for chapter 16, part